reports have been put together on the Mid-Atlantic Ocean Data Portal, taking a look at shifts that have taken place over the past few decades by a number of commercially and recreationally important fish species that live here along the East Coast. So joining me now live to talk about that, Chris Bruce is with the Nature Conservancy, and also Laura McKay from the Mid-Atlantic Regional Council on the Ocean. Chris, let me start with you this morning, and thank you both for being here. How was this work all done, and why is it significant?
Sure, thanks. Well, first of all, I'd like to give credit to the Virginia Coastal Zone Management Program and NOAA for funding this project. And what we did was just take existing data that's collected by the federal government and that has been collected for the last 50 years or so, and analyzed that and visualized it to make it available on the Mid-Atlantic Data Portal. The raw data can be kind of overwhelming, and we tried to synthesize this for key species and, importantly, make it available in combination with thousands of other data layers that are available on the Mid-Atlantic Ocean Data Portal.
It sounds like tedious work almost, Chris.
Indeed, but the Nature Conservancy has long supported using the best available data and science to help make decisions about our lands and waters, and that's what we've tried to do in this case as well.
Yeah. Laura, from your perspective, why is something like this important to have and to take a look at?
Yeah, thanks, Pete. It's really important. The ocean is changing pretty rapidly these days, and there's so much going on out there. There's a lot of push amongst the Mid-Atlantic states to develop offshore wind, and that we have more clean energy, which is a wonderful thing. But at the same time, there are so many existing uses of the ocean that we need to site these wind turbines carefully and ensure that our fishing and seafood industry isn't put at any disadvantage. We want to maintain our blue economy. We also have increased shipping coming into our ports and the need for more shipping lanes. So again, we want to understand everything that's going on out there, both with our ocean resources and wildlife, as well as our human uses. So having good data on where the fish are moving over time is critical to making the best decisions possible.
Do we have any kind of, I guess you would call it, foreknowledge or ahead-of-time knowledge about the wind turbine potential impact? Or is there too many question marks there that we do need to be careful because we don't know enough?
Well, we're learning more every day. We're learning a lot from Europe, but they do have different species over there, different situations. So we are just trying to learn as much as we can before we put turbines up. But Virginia is going to be putting up hopefully 2 test turbines this summer off Virginia Beach. And that'll give us a chance to do some more research and understand what the impacts are. But I think probably one of the main concerns as far as the fishing industry is their ability to fish in and around these turbines. And that's still a little bit unknown at this point.
Chris, I know the Nature Conservancy is very careful to point out that the analysis and the maps don't make assumptions as to the factors you might see in some of these shifts, but I mean, obviously there's data here that provides information. I mean, how do we now put these maps to use in your mind?
Yeah, great question, and that's correct. So we have just taken existing data and visualized it and made it available on the portal. Our analysis did not make any assumptions or examine the factors causing these shifts, but still, it can be important for resource managers and other decision makers to see what's happening. Some species have moved or expanded ranges, some haven't, but regardless, all of that information is important. And there are many other studies that are examining reasons for fish species that have shifted or expanded their ranges, whether that's changes to how we use the ocean or increasing water temperature or what have you.
Chris, I know there are quite a few. Do you know offhand how many species you looked at?
Yeah, we looked at 18 species, and those were the species that were available in the data set that we looked at, and also that have some additional recreational or commercial importance specifically in the Mid-Atlantic region.
So, Laura, it sounds like if some of those species moved and some didn't, from a layperson's perspective, from where I'm sitting, that it says something about the specific species and about the environments that they're living in. Some perhaps finding where they are to be okay and others seeking other places to go.
Yeah, quite possibly. A lot of different things can come into play in terms of what causes species to move around, whether it's predator-prey interactions, forage fish availability, all kinds of things. So it is a complicated picture out there.
Yeah, for certain. Chris, what is is there a next big project on your horizon now, coming off this one?
Not specifically off of this one, but we are working on a project at the Nature Conservancy specifically around the question of wind energy and, again, just trying to bring the best available data and information to bear for people who are interested in the potential for wind energy development offshore and resource managers who are making decisions about that.
Yeah, and Laura, that did sound early on that it's a pretty big chunk of work for your council as well.
It is. The Mid-Atlantic Regional Council on the Ocean, that's a 5-state governor's agreement on ocean conservation, and promoting offshore wind, renewable energy is a shared priority for us, but also maintaining the ocean's health is critical to all of us as well.
Well, Chris Bruce from the Nature Conservancy and also Laura McKay from the Mid-Atlantic Regional Council on the Ocean. So glad we got to talk to you guys this morning. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
9:15.